Hello, my brothers and sisters. This is your friend, your family member, Job Titus Cannon. And I'm here today to talk to you during this holiday season about two words: giving thanks. We are talking about during this Thanksgiving season about being thankful, giving thanks. During this season, we are celebrating the season of giving thanks. I say to you with all humility that it is a good thing to give thanks not only to God, but to anyone who has helped you or have given you something that you can appreciate. As a child growing up to be an adult, I was taught that when someone does something good or something nice for you, you are supposed to thank them or say thank you. Believe it or not, there are many people who are out there that still send thank you cards when a gift is given or somebody does something nice for them. Some people take it for granted that someone has to do something nice for them. Do you know people like that? Furthermore, there are some people who also think they are entitled to something in some form or another, and some people are never grateful when someone does something nice for them. Also, there are people that are always complaining about something and are never satisfied. I'm sure you've run across some people like that in your time, or maybe in your community. But I've learned throughout my life, as well as my Christian experience, that it is always good to be thankful, because there is always someone out there that may be doing a little worse than yourself in some way, some form, or some fashion. Today, I want to bring to your remembrance a story from the gospel according to Luke that tells of some people that was in a desperate situation, and they ran into someone called Jesus, who not only could help them, but immediately gave them a gift and did something nice for them. The gospel according to Luke 17, we're going to begin reading at 11, and I'm going to be reading from the Amplified Bible. And verse 11 says, while Jesus was on his way to Jerusalem, he was passing along the border between Samaria and Galilee. As he entered a village, he was met by 10 lepers who stood at a distance. Now, leper was a person who contracted the disease leprosy. Leprosy was an incurable disease. When you had that, basically, there was no medicine for it. There was no salve or ointment for it. As a matter of fact, it was almost like that was your death warrant. You had to be separated from the regular community. You had to live in the community. And you could not live close to anyone because the disease was highly contagious. And some of the symptoms was that your hands and fingers fall off because there was no cure for this disease. So you were basically in a hopeless state. Verse 13 says, and they raised their voices and called out, Jesus, Master, have mercy on us. Why? Because they had this incurable disease. Verse 14 says, when he saw them, he said to them, go and show yourselves to the priest. And as they went, they were miraculously healed and made clean. Miraculously clean and made whole and made clean. And the reason why they had to show themselves to the priest, because the priest not only was a minister of the gospel, but he was like an examiner, like a doctor that can really proclaim them clean so they can go back into the community to live like normal people. Now, verse 15 says this: one of them, when he saw that he was healed, turned back, glorifying and praising and honoring God with a loud voice. With a loud voice. He was excited because he was healed. And he lay face downward at Jesus' feet, thanking him over and over. He was a Samaritan, and Samaritan was a person that was a foreigner, a person that many people considered a half-breed. But guess what? He was a Samaritan. He was healed, and he thanked Jesus. Verse 17 says this: then Jesus asked, were not 10 of you cleansed? Where are the other 9? Verse 18 says, was there no one found to return and give thanks and praise to God except this foreigner? Then verse 19 says, Jesus said to them, get up, a hymn, and he says, get up and go on your way. Your faith, your personal trust in me, and your confidence in God's power has restored your health. The Samaritan that came back and gave thanks to God was grateful, and Jesus said to him, your faith has made you whole. Now, let me give you 3 reasons why it is good to give thanks for Jesus. Number 1, it is proper to give thanks. Let me say that again. It is proper to give thanks. Luke 17 verse 18 says, Jesus says this: was there no one found to return to give thanks and praise to God except this foreigner? When Jesus healed them because of the magnitude of the disease that he did for them, it was proper for them to give thanks to the one who had just healed and restored them. Now, I understand that these people were so eager to get back to their families because no telling how long they were away from their family. But one of them turned back in a proper way and said, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It is proper when someone does something, especially Jesus does something for you. It is good every day to say, thank you, Jesus. Number 2 reason why it's good to give thanks is Jesus desires your praise. Psalm 9:2 says, I will be glad and rejoice in thee. I will sing praises to thy name, O Most High. God desires praise to him from his children because God is your everything. In chapter 17, verse 16, the man lay face downward at Jesus' feet, thanking him over and over and over, praising. When Jesus miraculously healed the man, he thanked Jesus over and over, as we should every day. Because one day is a day that you've never had before. You know, I've heard a gentleman say, hey, I'm going to rejoice and be glad because this is a day that I've never seen before. And I don't take it for granted that Jesus woke me up or God has woke me up this morning. Number 1, they said it is proper to give thanks. That's one reason. Number 2 reason, Jesus desires your praise. And the number 3 reason why it is good to give thanks is Jesus has the power. Chapter 17, verse 14. When Jesus saw them, he said to them, go and show yourselves to the priests. And they went, and they were miraculously healed and made clean. Jesus spoke their healing into existence. Jesus spoke their healing. He didn't lay hands on them. He didn't wave this. He spoke it into existence. Jesus also told the man that came back your faith, your personal trust in me, and your confidence in God's power has restored you to health. Jesus has the power. During this season that we call Thanksgiving, just remember that every day is a day of thanksgiving because it is proper to give thanks. Praise is desired for his miraculous acts. And Jesus, number 3, Jesus has the power not only to heal any sickness, but any situation that you are facing in your life. Give thanks. Give thanks. Give thanks. God bless you.